the most critical gaps that we seek to address is to ensure that we have synergy, for public-private sector collaboration. And so a lot of the value chain, for digital transformation lies with the private sector. But the government provides the regulatory framework, the structure, the backbone, the policy infrastructure that drives investments, that drives the opportunity for scale within the digital transformation sector. And so for this to happen in a sustainable manner, there has to be public-private collaboration. So there have to be opportunities created, first of all, for the government and the private sector to come together. Secondly, capacity is key. It's a new area. There are so many skills gaps across the value chain, from the implementers to the end users. And so creating opportunities to build capacity within the digital transformation sector is also critical to improving sustainable and inclusive digital transformation in Nigeria. And finally, for us to achieve this, we need an enabling environment. So we need to think about issues related to security, to power, to infrastructure, that backbone that would drive investments, that would ensure that investments are protected, and that would encourage, within the country, opportunities to reach the most vulnerable, because most of these people will be in hard to reach areas. So creating that enabling policy but infrastructure environment is also critical. Digital literacy is a big challenge. The literacy gap is huge. Literacy in itself, before we even talk about digital literacy in itself, there are a lot of gaps. And then coming to digital literacy, we've seen in the last few years moving towards, and COVID provided a platform. With the COVID pandemic, we were forced to begin to think around other ways of learning. The challenge is, like I've highlighted with, digital literacy, for example, is being able to deploy and integrate learning platforms in hard to reach areas. Even in urban areas, you think about first of all the investments, the capacity required to drive that, but also you also think about the fact that in creating an opportunity for digital literacy, we need to think around, the long term. So it's not just, for example, putting devices in people's hands. They need to learn how to use them. We need to think about maintenance of these devices, and we need to think about opportunities to ensure that even after people achieve this literacy, they're able to use the skills. Because if you don't give people opportunities to use the skills, shortly after they acquire the skills, that is lost. But if we're able to bring the public and private sector together, as investments come into the country and we have an enabling environment, then we can have more direct investments to improve digital literacy in Nigeria. We're really excited about the opportunity to have this dialogue in Lagos. Lagos is a hub for a lot of innovation in the digital and transformation space. And so we really want to encourage startups, SMEs, and different stakeholders within the space to anticipate our Lagos event, attend it, and let us begin to co-create a better future for inclusive and sustainable digital transformation in Nigeria.